Hey guys, this is Jason. I'm bringing you guys a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile of my Utopia deck for the month of February, and I'm showing you guys basically one of the best decks in the game, and it's definitely one of my favorites. Overall, I've really enjoyed playing it, and at locals, I've only won about 50% of my matches, but that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and it's kind of unimportant at this moment because, like I said, I do think that this deck is pretty much one of the best decks, regardless. So without further ado, I'll just get right into the deck profile. Astrotopia is a really good card, and it's just like a really good extender, and is able to search one of each of the Xyz, Animat, Zexal, or number spell traps from your deck to your hand just by pitching a card. So you're going to want to extend with this guy as hard as you can. And moving on to Utopic Onomatopoeia, this card is really good. And basically, it starts off by saying that this card is always treated as a Zubababa, Gagaga, Go, and Do card. And you're able to special summon one of each of those guys from your hand using this card's effect. So you want to get into this card 9 times out of 10 and use him as much as possible because he's definitely the most OP card in your deck. And these guys, Go Glove and Gaga Coat, are definitely really amazing for the fact that you can use them with Onomatopoeia. And basically, both of them are a double special summon off of their own effects. And he basically does the same thing as him, Glove and Onomatopoeia. And Coat is a free special summon from the hand. And it also acts as a monster reborn, and Glove can reoccur himself from the graveyard. So they're both double special summons in their own effect. And basically, moving on to Ascended Sage, Photon Thrasher, and Armed Sage. This card is really good, and it can search your rank-up magic cards just by being used as an Xyz material. And if you control no cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. So being a free special summon is really what makes this card proper for the deck, and having enough Xyz materials to go into your first Xyz play is kind of the main point of the start of your combo. And Photon Thrasher is technically just a generic version of Ascended Sage, so you want to play it. It's kind of like the better to play this kind of level 4 than it is to play some of the other level 4s out there. Although Star Drawing would be really good, I just don't play that card. Armed Sage is good because if you control a level 4 monster and only a level 4 monster, you can special summon this card for your hand for free, so that's really important, and kind of just supports the main role of the deck. And it is a search card too, so you just want to play it because it supports the main theme of the deck. But yeah, if you guys want to see how I laid out this deck profile, it's really cool. So yeah, I just kind of prepared it like that and put Dragon R in the middle for no reason. But Nibiru, double effect failure as I'm moving on to the hand traps. Triple Dark Ruler no more, Called by the Grave. And we'll get to the ZWs in 1 second. So yeah, I played 2 effect failures because I feel like that's appropriate, and you're going to want to play those because drawing as many cards as you can in this deck, you're able to draw right into effect failure and basically use this card efficiently. And Nibiru is kind of just there for adding on to the ratio of Dark Ruler, but it is more of a hand trap than it is a spell card, so it's not really a spell card, it's actually a monster hand trap. And everybody knows that Nibiru is just the best card in the game, so I wish I had 3 copies of it, but I don't think I would play 3 copies in this deck because you don't want to risk blowing up your own board. And Dark Ruler no more, best card in the game. A lot of people don't realize how good this card actually is, but it's really a big problem in many formats, and a lot of decks just wish they could have Dark Ruler in their hand, so I would just rather play it to go off the right way. Instead of playing too many hand traps, I would rather play Dark Ruler no more. and I'm basically against my opponent having hand traps as well, so I'd rather play Call by the Grave than anything else for this spot. So yeah, Call by the Grave is really necessary. ZW Pegasus Twin Saber, I play 2 of it just because it's a free extra negate. And then you got your rank up Magic Zexal Force, rank up Magic Utopia Force. Reinforcements to the Army is basically one of the best cards in the deck for doing what it does. I play Double or Nothing, which is a free search card, and that's basically really all it does. But if you ever do pull off the OTK with this card, it's really cheap, and you're able to beat your opponent very easily with this card. So it is pretty crazy, just being able to double your monster's attack. I played 2 Xyz Change Tactics in this deck. This card is insane. There's no other card that does what this card does, but I don't think you're ever going to need it at 3. But I would play it at 3. I just don't have any room for it right now. And I think that 2 is better when I can play Xyz Gift, which I'm getting to. I played Zexal Trust. It's a really good card. I don't play Monster Reborn. I would just rather run the Zexal card. And then I play Onomatopoeia and Onomatopoeia Pickup. This card can search this card, and this card can add 2 of these guys from your deck to your hand. And overall, this is one of the main engines that in the deck that definitely goes hard. So Onomatopoeia, Onomatopoeia Pickup, Xyz Gift. If you control 2 or more face-up Xyz monsters, detach 2 materials from your cards and draw 2 cards. And there's Dragonar. So yeah, this card is really good. And I would just rather play 2 Xyz Change Tactics and 1 Xyz Gift. I think it's more logical that way. That's just me and my kind of build. So I play Numbers Protection, and this card is like really good. And it basically is like the best card for finishing with. So if you ever need to search this card, which you will need to search it pretty much like 9 times out of 10 with Astrotopia, you're just going to want to get this card as much as you can, because if you put up a lot of negates and end on Numbers Protection, you're basically set for the long run and you're good to go. So Numbers Protection is one of the best cards. And then these guys, these cards, Utopia Force and Zexal Force, are able to rank up your Utopia cards into larger figures. But getting into the extra deck, we have Dragonar and Titanic Hope Harbinger. So yeah, Hope Harbinger is one of the best cards in the extra deck because having a spell negate is like OP. Having a monster negate is OP, and also that guy will get you into your double monster negates. So if you count it up, Utopia Dragonar actually gets you into 1, 2, 3 negates, all off of just one really easy basic play. And also you're able to defend against your opponent with Utopia Ray, which can half your opponent's attack, and Dragonar can make your opponent's attack 0. And also Hope Harbinger does something similar, but yeah, overall, just being able to put 3 negates off of one simple play is like too good. So yeah, that's why I have so much faith in this deck. But yeah, Utopic Sage is like one of the best cards that we could possibly ask for. Like back in the day, this card would have been too good. Utopia Double, you're able to double or quadruple your attack of the card that this ranks up into, which is really crazy. But the only problem is you only play 1 Double or Nothing. But it's fair pretty much because you're never really going to need Utopia Double if you draw Double or Nothing. So it is just nice to have the free rank up, but it is what it is. You play this card and it's really good, but overall it just does what it does. I played 2 Ultimate Rare tournament pack 17 Utopias, and I had to trade for these because you can't legally trade. You can't legally buy these cards. So I'm really proud of myself that I got these the right way and not the wrong way. And it's a Utopia deck, so that's basically the Utopia card that you need to play. But yeah, if you don't have ultimate rares, that's okay. But it's really exciting to have mine. I play Utopia Ray, just a free rank up, and also Utopia the Lightning is just a free rank up. But yeah, Utopia Ray sucks, and Utopia the Lightning is epic. But if you land or you end on Utopia Ray, that's your final Xyz play. So you got to do it the right way, or yeah, you can't rank Utopia the Lightning up into Zeus. So that's a problem, but that's just because Utopia the Lightning can't be used as Xyz material. I played Leo Arms, the level 5 Leo Arm, and that's just in case if you ever need to use it, but it's really not that great, and it doesn't really do a lot, but it's still good, because it can give your monster 3,000 attack, and obviously AA Zeus is the best card in the extra deck for any Xyz deck, and is just able to wipe your opponent's board for absolutely nothing. So if you ever go Dark Ruler on your opponent, it's actually a really good play, because Zeus is going to win you the duel. Utopic Draco Future, you're able to snatch your opponent's monsters, which is crazy, and it's a free negate. So if you have any spare Xyz monsters, you can go into Draco Future, which is really good. Abyss Dweller, one of the most anti-meta cards in the deck and in the game. It's losing its popularity, but its power is still rising. That's all I have to say about Abyss Dweller. And Prime Mathmech Alimbertian is one of the good cards in the in the extra deck for extending, and you're able to just go straight into your Astrotopia with this card, which is surprisingly really good. So that's it for the main deck and the extra deck, and for the side deck I just kind of kept it simple, but I did notice that playing Exciton Knight in the side deck is actually a smart little move. You could make that if you really want to make it happen, you can do that. So Evil Swarm Exciton Knight is definitely a really good card, and I side deck it. I'm going to get through this fast because I'm running out of battery, but Pancratops is really easy to play. Tornado Dragon and Eagle Claw. Eagle Claw is a trap negate, and Tornado Dragon is a protection card. Dingo Sekka, kind of just a logical level 4 to be playing, and is anti-spell and trap cards, so anti-set cards. If your opponent's playing Paleozoic, I was really worried about decks like Paleozoic, Eldritch, so yeah, you're always going to want Dingo Sekka, in my opinion. But it sucks to play this card. Don't get me wrong. Dingo Sekka is really hard to play, but it's good against certain decks. Zexal Field, I didn't want to main deck this card, but I see what people are saying about how it's kind of good. One copy of Xyz Import, just because you can search it, and just because you can, play Tug of War with your opponent, basically. And that's exactly what this card has on the picture, too. And that's why I said that. You just want to, steal from your opponent and beat them that way. You can do that. Harpy's Feather Duster, blow up all your opponent's spell and trap cards if you want to. Bring this card in just for reinforcements, kind of helps out. But you don't main deck this card as much as you would want to main deck Dark Ruler no more. So I guess that's kind of logical in my opinion, but if you wanted to play this deck in the main deck over something else, you could. I played 2 shared rides just in case if I face off against Sky Striker or anything else ridiculous just like Sky Striker. I feel like it's a low-key card with a lot of potential. But yeah, I don't know about this card actually. It's not really that useful, but overall it's really exciting to just have. And like I said, I don't really have a lot of hand traps, but this is definitely one of the cards that goes well in the side deck. So I don't know. I like it a lot. And Rivalry of the Warlords, one of the best cards to have because I play Warriors, but technically it's not 100% Warriors, so you got to be careful. But it's still really definitely overpowered and can beat your opponent single-handedly. So you kind of want to go into this as much as you can, but you don't want to side it in at 3, and you don't want to main deck it at all, just because 2 is just like the perfect ratio for siding cards like this, in my opinion. A lot of cards come in 2s in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Imperial Iron Wall is so good against so many decks. Cards cannot be banished is wild. It's wildly good, and your opponent's not going to know how to deal with this card if they're playing anything that banishes anything. You basically thwart your opponent with this card. There's no way that they could beat this card if there's any reason that they would have to banish using their deck. So that's it for everything. I hope you guys like the assembly of this deck profile, and I really tried hard to